Greetings, Moonlight citizens. Welcome back to the Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. I'm your man on the moon, and I got a joke for you. It's not a particularly big one, but it made me laugh. There's a guy, Mingo, this Native American dude. It's a scene from Undisputed. It's not really a joke as so much as it's me telling you about this scene. So Mingo and Iceman are standing there washing dishes, and Iceman asks Mingo where he's from, and Mingo says, Indian country. Oklahoma. That made me laugh because when you think about it, it's all Indian country, really. He could have said anywhere and that joke would have applied. I mean, yeah, you know. Anyway, if the joke didn't give it away, I'm talking about Echo, man. That's like the funniest thing I was thinking of and when I watching this show because yeah, I'm gonna talk to you from this episode of Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. We'll cover the newly released MCU Marvel Spotlight show. Well, it's not MCU, it's a Marvel Spotlight show, Echo. Yeah, Marvel's first foray into TVMA territory outside of the Netflix shows. So, this is Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. I have been your man on the moon. Here comes episode 20, and in 3, 2, 1, boom.
Yeah. Because it's definitely something to think about. And speaking of Marvel, what do you think about this new Marvel Spotlight thing they're doing? With like the stuff they're working on under the Marvel Spotlight banner. Like it's almost irrelevant to the MCU, but it features characters from the MCU.
So, like, I searched that thing up a little bit. I think the first time you saw it was Werewolf by Night. That's correct. I don't get it. Is it like a revamped version of Special Feature? I'm not like understanding its significance.
I think it's almost like their version of like the Marvel Netflix shows, because like those shows weren't 100% tied to the MCU. They were MCU adjacent.
So it's pretty much like Special Feature.
Yeah.
Like in its own, I guess, renamed, serialized package.
Yeah, it's like they're saying you don't have to have watched other MCU projects to grasp like what's going on here. Except in the case of Echo, you do have to have seen like the last episode of Daredevil. There is like some context in that.
And a little bit of Hawkeye and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So yeah. Also, the Marvel Netflix shows are like canon now, but they're not all canon. Like not everything in them is canon. Like the thing with
I literally forgot. I was gonna show you guys. I think it was like yesterday or something.
yeah.
So last minute, like episode last minute, which was fun because the entire time we had no word, and apparently they were just like, "Well, we're not gonna do it." They decided to bring back Foggy and Aaron, like the original ones. Like fresh new decision as of I guess the beginning of Jan. It just trickled down from the leakers and whatnot. But they're coming back. I mean, still no word on the original what's her name? Freaking song. Because obviously she wanted to come back, but it was like scheduling conflicts and stuff like that. Because she very much does like the series. Like she loved doing Daredevil, but as an actor you're doing other stuff and you can't always be like secured for this specific thing.
I thought her character like died because the way like Kingpin would talk about like how he felt betrayed by Maya, and like not once during all this, like when he was talking about like
she's alive. It's just that.
It's weird that they wouldn't mention it though.
Sorry, Tim, because she was well and good season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah, it's definitely something, but like there was
So whether or not they're see, they never really made it a point to say like off screen in any sort of thing that it broke up because they were still together even when he was arrested at the end of the third season and that whole IBU. But of course, it didn't look like she didn't love him anymore. But at the same time, right after Vanessa plot beat without needing to have a Vanessa stand-in when that actress is pretty much busy throughout the year. I think she's an Italian actress or some bullshit like that. She's some Italian actress who's probably doing stuff in Italy and Europe. But as far as their status goes, see, that might be updated in Born Again. I mean, obviously she's coming back, recast, but it's the same character, same history. But yeah, the biggest trouble will be whether or not they're together, whether or not that has to do with Wilson's business exploits. I mean, we've already seen there's not much he can't get away with. He practically owns the police. Like, he's the real Mr. Nimbus. Like, he owns the police. He controls it. Like, if you have to imagine how much power he has. If during the literal blip, an era that most probably had the most anarchy and need of control, if he can just take a fucking, stool out in the street, rip out a detainee from the cops' arms, that's power. I mean, I'd probably imagine it's easier since people just are disjointed, but since they're disjointed and half are snapped, that would need the police now to kind of pull up their socks, and then you have Wilson still controlling them like it's nothing. So yeah, he probably amassed a lot of power off screen. We'll probably see that amassing of power in, I guess a couple of flashbacks.
Yeah.
I doubt that many, because at the end of the day, it's still Matt's show. But again, Kingpin is an integral character. So if anything, he's the second main character. He's the antagonist. So they will probably show about as many flashbacks as Matt will have. But yeah, it seems like he's never really lost power. I mean, between season 3 and, him releasing, the Punisher from the jail, it's kind of up in the air how much power he lost after he got beaten and how much power he, kept. But hey, man, that flashback from like 2021 was pretty evident that he's still powerful.
Yeah. But what
So I doubt she would have left him because he became a weak man.
that was never like what she was. They never fell in love because like, oh, she just saw him as this strong dude. Like, nah, there was genuine love there. So him getting beat.
Yeah, it was nuanced.
Yeah.
Definitely was, but it didn't help. I mean, it definitely helped that this is a man who is unbound.
Yeah.
Probably made her go away.
I liked what they did in Hawkeye. Like, once like Kingpin entered the MCU, he was like comic book strong. Like, he was busting through like windows and shit. And the part where he gets hit with an exploding arrow and just dusts it off, I'm like, okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but like, it shows.
If anything, right?
Yeah.
If a normal handgun can inflict so much damage that he's still pretty much better than 6 months later, a handgun, right? Handgun to the eye. How can a fucking explosive? How can you just dust off an explosive if a handgun can do that to you? You can survive a handgun, but an explosive will probably give you 4th-degree burns. Like, I don't know what the hell. I don't know the power scaling. Like, it's a little bit janky. I mean, shit, man, even fucking shrapnel. Like, this guy tanked multiple explosives. But a gun,
to be fair, dude, he did get shot in the face. Like, I don't care how strong you are, but bullet in the face.
If anything, that explosive that Kate set off with that coin, or was it a coin or a cufflink? Either one. That should have been an Afghanistan type of explosive. That should have mangled his fucking face. Got him looking like a fucking Purple Heart recipient with a melted off face. But hey, he's Wilson Fisk. I guess direct gun damage does more than heat and shrapnel.
But I do appreciate, like, they made him as strong as he is in the comics as opposed to, like, just a regular dude. Even the part where he gets hit by a car and somehow out-muscles the car.
Yeah, I know that should have broken so many ribs. He's a durable guy, I guess. He got a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the comics,
Yeah, like,
they've never said that he's fat. He's always been a man who's, what you see is all muscle.
yeah, like,
So it probably helps that
yeah.
he's about like as thick as an elephant, muscle-wise. So he's pretty much got that padding all over his body to tank blunt force.
Yeah,
But I guess Daredevil's punches are more effective than a car, so that's something.
yeah, there was some theories back in the like back when Hawkeye like aired that episode. There were definitely a lot of theories that maybe Fisk got his hands on some super soldier serum, but like I don't even if he did, I don't think he'd take it.
We'll see it if it's implied, but it probably, I wouldn't think he needs it.
Yeah, like,
Because if anything, it kind of puts him at a level that he shouldn't really be at. Like, he's probably about what he is right now, what he is in the comics is probably what peak human should ultimately be at its limit. Because what Cap is in the movies is not peak human, he's superhuman. That guy can toss a motorcycle like it's a school backpack in Age of Ultron, holding a plane, and holds that airplane hanger several couple tons, tens of tons. And Cap in the movies is much stronger in the comics, but I guess Wilson Fisk is the definition of peak human, not Cap. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah. Though definitely with Fisk as a character, like, there was that. It's just so weird because in like Echo in that last episode when they went into his mind and they had him relive that memory and they got out, he was like, "What did you do? What did you do?" And then it just cuts to him leaving. Like, I'm just left wondering, wait, what did you do?
And it's like, you could have had several scenes where he fights. Like, you could have at least have him fight some, foot soldiers from the skating rink. Like, show him doing something. I mean, that guy, clearly he agreed to help Maya, and he said his office on the table. So if he has goons, man, at least show Wilson fighting those goons. Like, at least have him tossing them in the air, just mowing them down, and then you have Echo facing him off. Not just some fucking, tomahawk showdown, cultural fair thingy, and he's standing in some bar, he's standing in some fucking barn like a psycho. Like, nigga, make him do something. Come on. All he's done is stand around and speak in his gravelly voice. That was a bit disappointing.
Yeah. That's what I said. I remember I sent you a message, like, I wasn't really a fan of the show's non-ending. Like, it just... Normally, a Marvel show or a Marvel movie would have some kind of climactic battle between the two leads. And this one, they just went in drama, and then when they pulled him back out, and that was it. I'm just like, no. Realistically...
Yeah, it doesn't really defeat him. And I thought she was healing the eye because, like, you know, it was glowing, and you know, her mom is a healer, and I thought she was healing him just so he could be like thankful or have some form of gratitude. Nigga's eye is still scratched. I don't know what the fuck she did with her hand. And I don't know one of her powers that her mom explained, her mom's force ghost. I don't know it was to go into people's minds in a mental escape. Like, what are you, the Phoenix Force? Like, get the fuck out of here. That power seems so useless to me. Like, it doesn't really scream a power. It's some fucking bullshit Legion thing doing, Professor X, and it's not really to beat your villains, is it? I don't know. It's just meh.
I mean, Mantis kind of has the same thing, in a way.
Yeah, like, and if anything, Mantis is more powerful, because she doesn't even need to get in your mind. She just needs to touch you and just try. She can probably say, you know, she can hold you and say die, and maybe your heart would stop. Who knows? Like, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with the reimagining of her powers. Because I mean, you know as well as I, her powers in the comics, she's just a, you know, what do you call it? Shorter version of Taskmaster. Like, it's much more time limity, like Ben 10 or some bullshit. Like, she does it for a little bit, she forgets it, she's got to do it again, and, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if what we got now was better than that. It's just kind of like, okay, so she can pull, so what we essentially got is that she can pull from the reserve of 4 different ancestors, 4 women. Cunningness, what is that? What is cunning? And what is acrobatic another power? Like, what the fuck is cunning? Oh, okay, so she's a little bit smart in battle. But who isn't smart in battle? If you're a hero, you have some sort of cunningness. That's Black Widow 101. When you're already cunning, when you went toe-to-toe with Daredevil and Helljaw. I don't know. But there's just so many questions I have, and it's like, is any of this better? I really don't think so.
She's basically, when you think about it, she's basically Marvel's answer to Korra from, you know, Avatar Legend of Korra. Like, really think about it, man. She's got, like, this connection to her.
Korra had better powers.
I mean,
at least she was an Avatar, you know, on top of being able to, you know, learn new abilities like fucking blood bending from fucking what's his name?
Yeah.
Zucker or something.
Like, aside from that, I mean, like, in terms of connection to previous people in her, like, life and all that, like, learning from them, like, that way, then it's like, okay, she is kind of like Korra in the sense, like, she has a connection to the ancestors and so on.
But, like, how many of them are there? They all have different powers? What does the one is it Oklahoma? The one
Yeah, in Oklahoma.
1200. Dude, okay, so there's an original one from a time we don't know of. Let's call it the beginning of time, or Wakanda 18 times. There's that one. She started off as a mud bitch. Okay, she was a mud bitch, and then they became real people. That also makes no sense. What are they? Are they not human? Are they subhuman? Are they subterraneous human? Like, okay,
Are they mutants?
fine, whatever. Mud people, human. There's that bitch. There's a 1200 bitch with the painted chin. And then there's the Western Times bitch, the cowboy who doesn't look any bit, you know, Alapashian Indian. She looks like fucking Agatha. I don't know what that white bitch was doing in the 1800s. but I guess she's her ancestor. You could say Blanca actress. That was such a weird ass montage flashback. She just stood out in that entire flashback. So what are her powers? She can aim really good. So can bullseye and hawkeye. Alright, cool. So the 1200s one can jump really high. The beginning of time one is the one who originally had the glowing power. So what are her glowing powers about? Are they just super strength? Like, it's so confusing. Like, okay, so four remarkable people, one has super strength, but then super strength would already grant you the ability to jump high. So they're all pretty much, they all get their main skills from the original one, which is just an offshoot of super strength. The only one who would have a really unique power set that is different from the super strength is the one who can aim really good from the Western times. Because the one who can jump high simply can jump high because of the super strength of the ancestor. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we can't forget her mother. Her mother can physically heal injuries. She healed a sparrow or whatever that bird is. Okay, so you've got super strength, right? We've already established that jumping high is an offshoot of super strength. She has super strength. She can aim really good. And I guess that aiming really good is part of being cunning somehow. Alright. And then she can heal. Can she heal? Can she really heal? Why is Wilson's eye heal? Still fucking scarred. I thought she was gonna heal his eye and he would be grateful and he'd call a truce. But he's still evil, but he'd call a truce and get the fuck out of.
We don't even get an implication that he can see out of that eye. It's just he like immediately.
And what's with the nanotechy bandage over his eye? Every time I was like what? Why?
Dude.
Is it some sort of accelerant bandage? Does it accelerate healing? What was the point of making it nano-y and particles and it's glowing and it's like electricity noises? I don't understand. I thought it was going to be like a ruse where it's like a fake bandage or something and his eye is perfectly fine. No, but his eye is scratched and why is it that scratched? Did it tear open? Okay, it probably tore open, but just was like a scratch made by something. It doesn't look like a gunshot would. But it's fine, let's not be nitpicky. What did she do? She did nothing. She just went in his mind and made him flail around and cry like a man baby in his childhood room. And then, even then, he never let go of his trauma because he didn't want to put down the hammer. And he never conceded to letting go of his trauma. He just said, get out of my head or no. He did something. But did she actually help him? Dude, like, so many questions. I'm just like, what? Why? Just makes no sense. It's nothing.
It's Marvel Spotlight, my friend. It's irrelevant to the MCU, and you could totally skip it if you wanted. It will not affect your viewing of the shows that are connected to the MCU. It's just there. That was a mistake. Them saying that it's not connected to like other MCU shows. It exists as a standalone thing. That was a mistake because you're effectively cutting out those diehard MCU fans who like tune into the properties to see how they connect. So by saying outright, oh, this isn't connected to anything, you're just creating the impression like, so we can skip this then. Because when you look at it, not a whole lot went down, man.
Dude, nothing went down. Like, her most impressive showing was like before her powers in a bowling alley. She already had that physical prowess. So I don't know how she developed. Like, okay, the only way she developed is she's less of an asshole to her extended family. And she has like 3 new powers. What else?
And a costume.
Daredevil.
Don't forget the costume.
Oh my god. And you can't tell me she's gonna be wearing that every single fucking time now there's like an adventurous battle or some level battle. Like, it's probably so inconvenient to wear. I mean, it's definitely a version 1 of a suit, but Jesus Christ, it doesn't scream hero. Like, be practical, man. Like, seriously, be practical. And we only saw Daredevil in a flashback from 2021. Like, what? They made it seem like, oh, okay, he'd be helping her in this limited series or whatever. No. It's just a fucking flashback to establish that she's ever so slightly more competent than a foot soldier bad guy who usually goes down in 3 or 4 hits. And even then, he was taking it really easy on her. Like, really. Like, he was conversating. He was mocking her. Like, that was not a fight for him. It was like dealing with this annoying girl. That was not a fight. I mean, the choreography was okay, with the random guys and her and Echo. But he really took it easy on her. Like, he was not even angry. He was just like slightly annoyed. Like, I was waiting. I don't know. Seems like they cut some things out.
Yeah,
But they most probably needed him more in his series, so maybe that stuff has been taken and it'll be repurposed for Born Again. Who the fuck knows? Like, do we even know if they've seen each other since 2021? Because that was like fucking what, 4 years ago at this point for him, for them. Because clearly it's not in 2027. It's 2025. I don't know.
yeah, because
It's weak.
it's strange, very strange.
Every single character, save for the kids, looks exactly like they did in 2007, and I just don't get that. That's not how aging works. You know? Like, I don't know, man.
Well, to be fair, D'Onofrio then and D'Onofrio now, like, it's not a huge difference. There is a difference, but it's like not noticeably huge. Like,
Yeah, no, Vinny's okay, because, he's like a fat guy. So, like, when it comes to Vinny, at least with him, a lot of his wrinkles will never be visible until he decides to lose weight. It's kind of like Hagrid's, actor, R.I.P. In his final later years, when he lost the weight, same thing with John Goodman. When he lost the weight, then you began seeing the wrinkles. But the entire time they were acting and they were a little bit pudgy, you couldn't quite see it. It was pretty much, unaged. They were pretty much unaged. So yeah, like, I get that. But with everyone else, man, that fucking granny bear had a lot more makeup caked on her face. She looks unchanged. Like, I think that the grandpa's beard gets a little bit grayer, but those niggas are the exact same age, man. Like, they could have tried so much better.
and Marvel's only known for their de-aging tech, but nowadays, not so much.
I guess they didn't want to waste money on it. Like, but come on, man, you have makeup departments. They literally made Ego look so good with just makeup. Like, it's a nothing thing. It's a nothing decision. So empty.
With in regards to, like, you mentioned they probably just didn't want to spend money on it. The fact that they sort of just dumped the show, all 5 episodes in one day, kind of says a lot about the amount of faith that they actually had in the project. Because every other show until now has been like, oh, here's a new episode, and next day another new episode, and even like What If, they would drop an episode like every day. But when it came to Echo, it was like, here's all the episodes 1 through 5 all at once. Do with it what you will.
Exactly. And that whole, I mean, we've already established that whole model of giving us the show like as just one whole digestible slump of, mush, it makes us forget the show much quicker because the whole, like, I guess, the whole draw behind shows coming out week by week is that you spend every week discussing the exciting implications of the previous episode and what the next one might have. But now, everything's just there, just thrown like a fucking newspaper in the morning, like, here's your pile of mush, digest it. Like, it's just so, it's so uninspired. It shows that they have no confidence in making us talk about the show week to week, knowing that we won't really be excited about any end of episode drama. The episodes just end and just kind of wash over you into the next. There's nothing truly exciting about each end of the episode.
Definitely. It certainly gives a rate. Because then with a show like WandaVision, that was week to week, and we were all over that shit, man. Like, because there were cliffhanger endings and all this debate and theories and stuff. Like, and it really helped that show's longevity in the eyes of like the MCU fans. But then you get a show that's just dumped all at once, like as you said, and there's really nothing going on for you in between the episodes. Once the credits start rolling, you're just waiting for that tab to pop up that says skip credits.
Exactly.
But yeah, man.
And I don't know, a lot of these episodes have a lot of standing around, and it seems like they were trying to extend the run times as much as possible. A lot of these episodes could have been 35 minutes. Because you have some useless flashbacks. Like the flashback with, like her and Hawkeye, and him telling her you're easily manipulable, and her killing, well, back then we thought Fisk. It's just so like, meh, okay, why should we care about this? We've seen this already. We remember very clearly what happened. What is this? And then instead of now that time that those fucking dumbass flashbacks take, they take the time out of the show that could have been spent establishing what Maya's really trying to do. Because we don't really have a sense of what her mission is. It just cuts to 5 months later. She's on a motorcycle and then she's stabbed, or whatever, she's been shot. Doesn't look like a gunshot wound. The gash is way too big. It's not a hole. It's just like a long ass cut. Okay, she was stabbed or shot, but let's say she was shot. And then she goes to the house, not knowing who's there. By the looks of it, it's her first time there in 18 years. She just sneaks in effortlessly. Like, I thought initially, when I saw the scene, oh, okay, she lives in this house now, probably because post-snap, they left the house. Or maybe she's back at the house, and since her dad died, be reconnected with that side of the family again. But no, she just snuck in, like ever so casually after 18 years, knows where everything is, patches herself up with dental floss, and then the next day her cousin comes back and she's like, oh my god, you're back, it's been so long. What? sense of what he is. She calls him uncle. Who is uncle? Is that like a respect thing, like us as black people, or is he really your uncle? Is that girl's dad? Is that your cousin's dad? Like, no. Who is it? And then he has some fucking doctor guy who patches her up better than what she did. But like, who is he? What's his deal? Like, so many just loose plot points that have no deeper meaning. They're just scattered there ever so, blasé. And we're left to tie the ends in our heads and go, oh, this is that, this is that. But we only really find out when her fucking cousin is taking her on a night drive that she's trying to, I guess, dismantle the operation. Like, we really, truly guess is what she's doing. But it's like, what? Is she stealing from him? Is she trying to get something back? And how is exploding up one train's worth of guns gonna hurt his operation? That nigga should have a warehouse full of artillery. Like, how did this one thing damage his assets so detrimentally? Like, what? Was it like expensive hammer tech? If it's hammer tech, why not just fly it out in a fucking black hole? Like, my nigga, priority. What's a train full of guns gonna do to your empire? How did it greatly affect you? It's so confusing. Like, oh yeah, Kingpin's gonna have a hard time now that his artillery's gone. How is that his entire artillery? It's a fucking couple crates of guns, and they aren't even filled to the brim. It's like less than 20 crates per train car. Not even half of the cars are full of guns. So blowing them up has effectively, apparently hurt his operation. Come on, man. Come on. Come the fuck on. Please. It's just, it doesn't impress me whatsoever.
Looking back at the show and like the number of episodes and how long they are, I look at this and I just think this could have been like a solid 90-minute movie. This did not need to be a TV show.
Exactly. Like, there's too many things that pop in and pop out that we just frankly should not give a fuck about.
Yeah, and it's really telling that I think Marvel just when the bad Bob was running things, it's telling that he just wanted a bunch of shows to fill up the streaming service. Even though, like, there's plenty of shows we look at and we're like, this could have been a movie. I feel like at one point they were. Like, all those projects were supposed to be movies, but then, like, he had them change to shows because, like, oh, we have this streaming service and we need to fill it up with TV shows because we really don't have anything else going on. So, and in order to stretch them, in order to stretch them out, we end up with some filler episodes, and like you said, people just standing around. Like,
So, and it's like, again, going back to what I said about like the missing components, we later find out, much later in the show, that uncle guy left her in New York. But we didn't see that. What was that? Like, why are we finding out now he was in New York? And when was he in New York? Was he in New York during the blip, during 2021? Or was he in New York in 2007? Like, when did he abandon her? Like, we didn't see it. We just get told that he did. And he says, oh, he was scared and confused. And, okay, but like, we didn't see any of that. So why should we give a fuck? It's so nothing.
yeah. Ultimately, the show, I mean, you could say that about a lot of this show. It's just, I don't don't know, man. I'm gonna say this much. This is a show that we 100% did not need to see. We totally probably should have skipped this.
Yeah, like, and that whole thing about, that they made such a big point that, it's rated MA, it's gonna be exciting, it's gonna be gritty.
Yeah, this show did not need to be rated TVMA. This could have easily been a PG-13 show. Like,
Exactly. Like, no hints of swearing. Like, I never even heard shit in this show. Oh, okay, that skating rink attendee guy who double-crossed the uncle, he died in a very, I guess, horrific, for all intents and purposes, way, and coughed up his own blood and it spilled into his eyes. Okay, that was a good shot. But that was like a drop of TVMA out of a bunch of PG-13 bullcrap. Like, there's so much that could have been done with the TVMA. Like, if we're talking TVMA, we're talking Punisher TVMA. Or, shit, man, even Daredevil's PG-16 was more gruesome than this TVMA. It just seemed like an excuse to hype us up and then bait us with a couple of bloody scenes, which were already seen in the trailers. Another headshot that they delivered to that one goon by the door. It's just so useless. Waste of time.
yeah, it's certainly kind of like Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, or the original title of Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Miss Harleen Quinzel. Fuck that title, by the way. Fuck that title hard. That movie was R-rated, and like coming out of the theater, like the first time I saw it, I just felt like this movie did not need to be R-rated. Like, and you can tell even Warner Brothers knew that, because when it got to freaking HBO Max, they had a PG version that you could watch, and I'm like, damn, this, if anything, this proves my point. This movie did not need to be R-rated. It was R-rated for no reason. It was just a case of, hey, come see this movie because it's R-rated, like, characters will, I don't know, will say shit more often than they do, like, there'll be a little more blood, but, like, not really. I mean, yeah, there was blood, but, like, not to, like, a state that you could be like, damn, this is right up there with, I don't know, freaking, I don't know, DC doesn't really do R-rated stuff, so let's just say,
Let's say Titan.
yeah. It wasn't to that standard, man. It was just R-rated because, like, they were chasing that Deadpool crowd.
And they hated it.
Yeah.
Because they were literally baited. So many, scoopers were like, oh yeah, Daredevil's in a few episodes. No, Daredevil is in a flashback that lasts 1 minute and 32 seconds. So, that stretched on the show's multiple 35-minute plus runtimes, that got fans heated. The subreddits, oh my god, they were like review bombing the show to hell. I don't even know what it's currently sitting on. I think they've stopped now, and like real reviewers have kind of, I guess, offset that bombing. But it must be on like a 6 point something by now. Because originally it was like at 7, then it went to like 6.5 and 6 point something, 6 point something. I think at some point it went down to 5, but it probably picked back up. Let me just see. Okay, it's 6.2 now, I guess. Rotten Tomatoes puts it at 72 and 66 audience. Yeah. And how was army. Like, a review here is like, Maya hits back against Kingpin's army. My nigga, what army? These are like 10 to 15 guys, and the one guy had a weird accent that I couldn't place for so many episodes. I thought he was like South African, and I was like, no, maybe he's like Australian, maybe he's from New Zealand. He had a weird accent when he tied everyone up in the skate rink. I was like, is he one of ours? Like, you know, within the show. Like, is he a South African guy?
That is very telling in and of itself, that, you know, over the course of the show, you were just stuck on this dude of like, what is this guy's accent? Because it shows nothing interesting was going on that you could sit there and be like, yeah, dude.
Like, he said some words just like a South African would, and then he said something else, and then I was like, no, that doesn't sound like how we put it. So I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever, useless.
Yeah. Man.
And I guess he died. What happened to uncle shot him as he was about to detonate the RPG, right? And that was the end of him.
Wow. But yeah, I'm running out of things to say about this show, man. Like this is fairly negative. This has got to be the most negative I've been about an MCU show. So like, to wrap up conversation about Echo, like, what would you rate it?
5.7. Honest opinion, 5.7.
Personally, I'd give it about a 4. Like, just, you know, to me, it was a 4 as a show. Like, it's the hardest.
Maybe 2 agree, because 4 was not conceding it was bad. You know, it wasn't like bad, but it was shitty. You know, shitty is like, you know, made in China, but not like bad. Just shitty. I guess shitty is just like, you know, average, but not even average good. Average mediocre.
Yeah, I just put it up in not bad enough to qualify as bad, but not good enough to say like, oh, the show was good. You know, it's just, that's why I give it like a 4, because like a 4, it shows like, yeah, you did some things right, but mostly, you know, even though like 40% was a pass mark for a bit, you know, like it was certainly nothing to be proud of, dude. But hey,
it's just they squandered, and again, Hawkeye for me is a strong 7.8. Like, Hawkeye, I enjoyed Hawkeye. I really liked it. Yeah, shit, man. I really didn't think it would be worse than Hawkeye, and again, Hawkeye was watered down because it was a Christmas special, so kids were watching it. This was TVMA. It could have been so much better. Maybe I'll say 5.2 or a nice clean 5.0.
well, all right.
Everyone was wasted in the show. Everyone. Especially Kingpin. And especially Hawkeye. Because the Luck was a good actress, man. She's a good actress. Like Echo in the right director's position. And shit, but with the better power set, she could have been so good.
Yeah. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. The fact of the matter is, it ain't.
I don't know what's ahead of me. I work so hard for everything. or my mind on the grind, but I want a better life for me. I do the things I hate to do, just to try to find my way to you. I see you in my mind all the time, visualize, and I hope that I can make it through.